What's up guys, Irvin John here, founder of thefitnessjournals.com, and what I will be showing you today is my conditioning routine. Now this may be advanced for quite a few, but it's intermediate to advanced level. If you're up to give it a try, by all means try, but within your limits. Now what I do usually, I start from 10 double jumps and go up to 50, but here I'm doing that reverse. So right now what you're watching, I am doing 50 double jumps, 50, and then I take a little rest in between, maybe somewhere around a minute. I kind of just do it until I feel not as fatigued as when I first finished, but I don't wait to make a full recovery, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll take a couple of seconds, catch my breath, and then I'll move on to 40 double jumps after my break is completed. I'm just gonna fast forward through this part right here. Sometimes what I'll do, if I think my break has been long enough but my heart rate hasn't come down, I'll just do a little pulse check to ensure that everything is alright, and based on that I'll either take a little extension on my break or I'll get right back to work. And here it looks like well, apparently I thought that was enough time, so I get back. Now I'm going to do 40 double jumps, so that is the next portion of this jump rope conditioning. So like I said before, I start at 50. Usually, like I said, what I'll do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, but this time I'm doing reverse. I'm doing the higher numbers come down to the lower. What I did not capture in here is my stretching. I should have done that, but usually what you do, you start with the warm-up. So the warm-up, what you would want to do if you've never done a routine like this before, is do the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, slightly increase the effort, the load, bit by bit, get the body warmed up, and then you go in and perform your stretching routine. So basically, let's say you're going to do legs, let's say you're doing some weighted leg routine, squats, or whatever it is. What you would want to do is perform a few bodyweight squats, get the muscles warmed up, the elasticity and everything, get everything nice and loose before just going and stretch, because sometimes you can even injure yourself during stretching. This has happened to me quite a few times. I would come straight in, especially if it's cold outside, come straight to my stretching and end up injuring myself during the stretching process. So ensure that you warm up the muscles. The three properties of the muscles are contractility, extensibility, and elasticity. So you want to make sure that you're aiding to ensure that your body is warmed up and you don't just go and start pulling things, and that can lead to unwanted results. So, and by the way, these are weighted jump rope. I can't remember how much it weighs. I believe together it's 5 pounds, I believe, but it does add a little bit of resistance there. This type of routine is a high intensity interval training routine. That's my cardio. That's what I usually do. I don't do steady state cardio. Steady state cardio is running long distances. But yeah, I don't do that. It's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't do it. Now, I wouldn't expect anybody who's never done any type of cardio ever before, any jump roping, hand-eye coordination isn't up there. I wouldn't expect them to just jump in and do this routine. So once again, I'm just saying that this routine is more for people who are a little bit more experienced. They just want to try different high intensity interval training routines to help with cardio, burning fat. Obviously, cardio is important for more reasons than just burning fat. Your heart is also a muscle and it needs to be worked. So by doing routines like this, getting your heart rate up, allowing your heart to do some work, this does help with heart health as well. So high intensity interval training, doing intervals of high intensity such as you see here, so getting my heart rate elevated for a allotted time and then taking a rest in between. Shouldn't be too long of a rest, depending on I guess the distance or time that you set. For example, if you're doing sprinting for your high intensity interval, you're outside. Let's say, for example, you see a light pole. You say, okay, from here to here, I'm gonna run as fast as I can, as hard as I can, and then for the distance from the next light pole to the other, then that will be your rest period, and then you continue. Honestly, your high intensity interval training routine should not be more, I would say, more than 20 minutes. Once you're doing it anywhere from 30, 40, you're not doing high intensity interval training anymore, because at that point you're steady state. You shouldn't be able to go that long if you're doing high intensity interval training. Really, what this does, because I don't have a ton of time to do all these workouts, contrary to what many people may believe. So I compact my workouts by doing things like this. So that cuts my cardio time in half, and I get a lot more out of it. High intensity interval training also builds lean muscle mass at the same time. And long after the routine is done, your body's still burning a ton of calories. And obviously that's very helpful if you're trying to lose weight. Now, well, here for the last 10, as you just saw me doing a little freestyle there, which isn't really the last 10. I just kind of play around there and do a little, like I said, a little bit of a freestyle. Not following the double jump per se. Here is just me playing around, doing a little freestyle, and that's how I end the last quote unquote 10 before moving on. Now, this specific style of burpees, I actually saw my boy Brooklyn Tank 718, that's his name on social media. I saw him doing, and I decided to give them a try. I kind of switch it up a little bit, but the actual layout of it is what I saw him doing, and these are very effective. I kind of underestimated the effectiveness of these and their ability to really gas you out. But once again, compacting my workouts, doing these intensive moves that get my body working in a quick amount of time, so I don't have to spend a ton of time doing cardio and conditioning. So these are good for explosiveness as well as cardio. Now, I should also add that this is not my only conditioning routine. I actually have maybe about 7 that I go through interchangeably. I like to keep things interesting. If you're doing it for a lifestyle, first of all, you want to ensure that you enjoy what you're doing. If you're just doing it and you dread your workouts and it's just things that, it's like going through a cycle and you don't really enjoy it, doesn't really make sense doing it. So I have about 7. This is just one of my newest ones that I've been trying and seeing the results that I get. And usually that's what I like to do. I try the routine first before I either give it to a client or give it to somebody to try out. I like to see the results, unless they don't mind also going through the testing phase with me. But if someone's asking me for a routine for something specific, I like to know what results they can expect to achieve. Even like I said, everybody's different, so you won't get the exact same results, but you can get an idea based on someone else's experience. So here I'm just doing some Superman push-ups, and then I do I believe these are called Aztec push-up, explosive push-ups. Helps with explosiveness, and especially being almost 200 pounds, I want to ensure that I remain explosive. I got a lot more routines coming soon, so you guys can check it out. Thank you for watching, and subscribe, like. Thanks again, guys.